Hi everyone, delonewolf here, and welcome to EVE Talk, your weekly look at the markets in EVE Online. We will definitely focus a little bit on the minerals and the ores this week, because with this dev blog that announced the changes to reprocessing coming in the summer expansion, I do think we'll see some movements in there. If it's not the case, then well, we'll have to try and figure out what's happening with the reprocessing changes. Anyways, let's jump straight into the market, and we will start with plex as we usually do by now, and I'll write down 40 seconds. Buy order 665 million, sell order 675, so that's still up. I'm really amazed by that. Look at that 1 month chart right here, still going from 630 up to 670. This is the peak we saw last week, where it finally started to correct, but it already took right back off and is heading for 675 million ISK for plex. Yeah, amazingly high at the moment if you look at plex prices this late in the year. If I go for the 1 year chart, we're definitely on on a very high point, and during the entire year plexes have gone from 520 million, which was pretty much the bottom. You know, April last year was close to the bottom, and it's now on the chart here at 680. That's a little bit wrong, because no, that's actually correct, close to 680. So that's an increase of 160 million ISK per plex over the course of a year, and pretty much in a straight line up. That's quite an unusual situation. Inflation could have an impact on this, but honestly I feel it's just that there is so much new activity, so much hype that has come to EVE Online with the big battles, the good winter expansion, all the new players that come in, that demand is just so high that this is also pushing up the price of plex quite significantly. So yeah, we'll still have to wait for that turnaround. I do expect it to come, but like I've said, by now I do think if it happens, it might be as late as after the summer expansion, which would be very unusual if you look at the 1 year cycle for plexes. Let's move to minerals then. Minerals 230. Let's have a quick look here. I think it's best to go for the 1 month chart here. Definitely an uptick here, but for the entire week, well, it jumped up a little bit from 498 to 5 ISK. Maybe this data point here heading to 504 could be the announcement in the dev blog. At least it's a little bit of an uptrend that seems to be forming for titanium. Current prices, yeah, buy orders 499, 302 million units. That's not bad. Sell orders after the 496 here, we are already looking at 506, 509, 510. I do think this is a little bit above the chart, and so yeah, I do think that minerals are going up because of the announcements, but it's still not very clear here on the chart. But if you look at the current prices here, where stuff is going, I feel that titanium is at least indicating an increase in price. Let's see what pyrite is doing then. Let's see, for the entire month down from 1310 to 1250, but at least the downtrend seems to have stopped. And if you look here at the last data points in the last few days, that does seem to want to go up. Current chart is at around 1250. Let's have a look at prices here. 1251 for sellers, 1252, and then here come the buyers at 1226. This feels well stocked and decently stable. This big order here of 200 million units of pyrite on the sell order side is definitely keeping the price quite low. Demand though does seem to be here. Look at that, 80 million, 90 million, here another 30, another 30, here 100 million. This 100 million is a new one. This one is an older one though. And then you come into the really big ones at 12 ISK, asking for 700 million units. That's a floor, definitely at 12, but also a little bit of a ceiling at 1252. So I guess we'll have to go through all of this before we see pyrite really move. Let's have a look here at Mixalon next. also moving sideways, but at least the 5-day moving average did cross the 20-day moving average, and so it might be an indication that we are actually taking off from the 48 ISK price point just a few weeks ago, going up to 49. Let's see if there's any sign that this might still be going up. Yeah, some supply coming in here, 49.10, 49.15. The demand is definitely here. Look at that. That's pretty recent. 250 million units. That's pretty much the entire front page here for the sellers in a single order. That is pretty recent. An old one here at 48.55 of 216 million units is also putting a very strong floor on the price of Mexalon. The question is, will supply dry up because of the change to the reprocessing, and will this then start to impact the price? At the moment it's looking like it's maybe a little bit delayed, except in titanium, where I am seeing here people coming in with higher prices all of a sudden. Have a look at isogen. That one is taking off. Look at that, going from 130 to 133 ISK in very little time. Sell orders in fact at 134. Buy orders already coming in at 132 for 106 million units. That's a pretty damn big order. So I do expect isogen to go up. Look at that. That's really a big order compared to the sell order sizes. So yeah, isogen and titanium are indeed indicating an increase in price. Pyrite and Mexalon a little less so, but I am seeing the potential there as well. Let's have a look at the Noxium. That one is finally going up. It's not as pronounced as 2 weeks ago, but still it's going up slightly from 724 to 728. Anything visible in supply demand? I'm seeing big orders here of 3 to 4 million and only one big sell order here of 3 million units at 730 ISK. So I do see much more demand than supply in Noxium. Prices could continue to go up. Let's have a look at the megasite price. Ooh, that one is doing a dangerous thing. It went up from 1540 to 1610, which is not bad in I would say 2 to 3 weeks. And now in the last week, though, it corrected right back to 1580, crossing the 20-day moving average. Data points get very low, so that's a little bit dangerous. Someone might be supplying the market all of a sudden with a lot more goods, increasing competition here in the sell order side of things, and thus dragging the price down. Still lowest sell order 1620, which is somewhere here on the chart. So this could actually turn around pretty quickly if no sellers come back willing to sell the megasite straight to buy orders. We should see this turn around right away. In fact, let's have a look at Zydrine. That one is taking off. Ooh, is it really 725 already? That could definitely be an indication. Yep, there you go, 728 for the sellers. That's all the way above the chart, coming from 680. That's a pretty big movement. Buy orders have already followed suit. 708 ISK for buy orders is right here, well above the entire chart. Here even. So yeah, it looks like there is an impact by the dev block. It's just not a uniform impact. I do believe that perhaps something like Zydrine is impacted a lot more by the changes to let's see, the reprocessing of modules. If that takes a 50% hit, I can imagine that a lot of Zydrine actually does come from that method of reprocessing. If that takes a hit, that could be a reason why people are already starting the bid up for Zydrine. So yeah, in general, I would say tentative indications of an uptrend in minerals. Let's have a look what the impact is on Tech 1 chips then. 850. Here we go. The Drake, what's that one doing? The Drake is taking quite a dive. So are we seeing oversupply? 16, 10, 22 units, all of them pretty recent. You see some demand, but not that much, especially not that many new big orders coming in here. That's a 25 one at 43.5 million. So yeah, there is oversupply in the Drake here at the moment. I don't really expect an impact from the movement in minerals just yet on Tech 1 chips. Look at that, Maelstrom also correcting significantly, and probably this big order here of 22 units is part of the problem. Everyone else is starting to compete on the sell order front. If demand just delays a little bit, that means lower price for Maelstroms. That's pretty interesting. Omen also going down, and yeah, that's definitely oversupply. Look at that, 285 units below 10 million. That's more than the entire buy order market that's available at the moment in the station. So quite a lot of oversupply, and it's starting to rain. I hope you guys don't hear too much of that. The rock is trying to take off, pretty stable for the entire month, and except for this big order of 20 units, I'm not seeing such a discrepancy between supply and demand, although it's a new order, so this could indicate an end to this uptrend very soon. Because yeah, 20 units is quite a lot for the market to digest, although it is at 204 million ISK, which is a little bit higher on the chart. It could be, if more supply keeps coming in and keeps competing, the rock might top off, I think. And then the Talos, that's probably not looking good either. Nope, crossing the 70 million mark or close to that. You're definitely seeing bigger numbers on the supply side than the demand side, although none of them are that fresh. So I guess that the Talos, well, not that many people are buying them. But in general, Tech1 chips going down across the board, I would say. And there's even indication, for the one exception, the rock, that this will start to slow down as well. So yeah, Tech1 chips going down while the minerals go up. That's an interesting situation for miners, but not so much for the guys that are producing them. Let's have a quick look at Tech2 chips then. 1120 is good for that. Let's see here, I'll go for the 3-month chart on these just to see. 3 months is what I want. If there's enough spiky activity, the absolution correcting back towards 192. Actually, I might want to take a 6-month chart just to get a feel of where the current prices are at. 197, that's still a little bit too high for really investing in it, but the spiky activity is here, although it's not that big. That's maybe a 10 million jump. So yeah, I wouldn't invest too much in the absolution. The Astarte, well, has been quite stable at 210. It is the lowest price in 6 months though, so if you want to buy a few Astarte, yeah, why not do it right now, considering where it's been in the last 6 months. These spikes are of course what we would prefer to see. Claymore, smallish jump here of 215 million, still trending up, so you're probably looking at sell opportunities there. The Damnation, that's a lot nicer. Look at that, that's a big jump here from 215. That's 20 million, that's something like 30 million. Here again, 15 million, another 15 million jump. It's too early to buy now. You can clearly see here on the chart that we're actually on a pretty high point at the moment, but it's something to keep an eye on if you want to do some trading in Tech2 ships. Yeah, the Damnation seems to know enough volatility to make it worth some trade risks. The EOS then, a little too stable, but once again at a pretty low point for the last 6 months, so maybe on the buy orders you could buy some EOS's. The Guardian, that's nice and spiky behavior. Unfortunately, it's pretty high, so if you're looking for a buying opportunity, that's not what you really want the Guardians for at the moment. But these spikes are of course very nice. Here again, 15 million jump, 15 million jump here as well, at 10 million followed by 50 million. This is even a 20 million jump. So yeah, the Guardian is, I think, a very good one for active trading. Nighthawk, well, it still needs to go down like closer to the 200 million mark before I'd say start buying some of those. Sleipnirs, that's a nice spike. Look at that, 220 all the way up to 260. Could have something to do with the New Eden Open, unless that one is still done on the test server. If it has nothing to do with that, well, Sleipnirs, for some reason someone is building maybe a fleet of that or something. And here you can see the bottom price was close to the 6-month low of almost 215 million. If you had done some purchasing, then you're looking at buy orders of 250, sell orders of almost 260. That's a lot of money that you could have made per Sleipnir that you would have bought on these low points. That's why I do always try to mention those as well. And the Vulture is starting to head there. Look at that, pretty interesting. 205 is close to the lowest point. Here again you see some data points close to that. If I go here, 185 for the buy orders. Yeah, Vultures, this comes in my opinion, in an interesting territory where you might want to start investing in some buy orders for vultures, just because it's starting to come to a 6-month low, and if it spikes up then, like what we see here in the slip near 40-50 million per ship is not out of the realm of possibilities, and this is why I do like Tech 2 ships for trading or active trading. Let's see Tech 3 ships then, 1510, something like that. Still going down. Yeah, Legion, I mean, it's trying, you can see right here at the tail end, if I go for the 1 month chart, it's trying to bump above 130 million ISK, but oversupply is definitely still here. The big sell orders only come in at 127.8 million, and the sell orders actually still are more numerous than the newer buy orders. Although here, look at that, 2025, that's not bad. So yeah, the Legion might stall for a little bit in its descent, but overall still oversupply. Look at that, 11, 17, 10, nothing like that on the buy order side. 132 million for the Loki. As I've said last week, this spike was quite short-lived. Once a little bit more supply comes in, like these two, that pushes the price right back down. Proteus is trying as well, but here you can see this has been short-lived. It's trying here again with a small jump, but 18, 11, 24, 25, there's just so much more supply. The demand only really starts at 130, 131, something like that, which is even below this chart. So I do think this is going to be short-lived once again. And then the Tengu charts breaking 130, heading towards 129, 129 for sell orders, and still they just keep coming. 33, 77, and 10, and all of these are new orders of Tengus. Yep, oversupply in the Tech 3 market is still very much alive, and it's starting to push prices below 130 million ISK. At the moment, you just have to put up your buy order close to 130 and you'll buy your Tech 3 ship, no problem. So that's quite a depressing market for the people that are producing that stuff. And then finally, for the extra goods that I'll check, I want to check out some of the raw ore. So let's go, for instance, for a Veldspar. Let's have a look here. The Veldspar charts. Yep, as you can see, it is taking off here. And is this data point at 15 ISK, is that actually a fact? Yep, here we go. Buyers 15.17, sellers 17 ISK. People have a lot of interest in the raw ores at the moment, even paying a premium of up to 3 ISK compared to what it was just 2 weeks ago or something like that. I think that's definitely an indication here again. Dense Veldspar coming at 1620. That this movement is due to the changes in reprocessing, and like I said, what I do expect a lot of people to do, you know, compressed Veldspar, you can't produce that in high sec, but after the patch you will be able to produce that in high sec from this, and this, and then it will be a lot easier for null-sec alliances to actually import the materials through this methods, which is why people are going to start hoarding these raw ones. Let's have a look at Mixalon maybe. Mixalon here, oh no, it was not Mixalon, Plagioclase, that's what I need then. Let's have a look at that. Plagioclase, well, here data point is at 60. Let's see if the sell orders have jumped, except for one, they have jumped above 60. Buy orders are moving up to 58, so I do think it's there as well. There is a lot of Azure Pretty Easy, that one is jumping up here as well, although coming from 61. But I am seeing this increase in price. It's not compressed, but just a rich one. Oh, that one is counterintuitive, doing something different than the other ones, actually correcting a little bit back towards the medium. But keep in mind, rich Plagioclase is actually pretty rare. There's not that much of it in high sec, so I do think that could be one of the reasons. Let's see if maybe pyrite is coming from. Let's see if I can then just find a category. Manufacturing and research. Okay, manufacturing and research. Is it the materials? ores and materials. Ores, here we go. Let's have a look at umber perhaps. Look at that here again, that spike. That is obviously because of the announcement. Here again, data points going quite a lot higher, and scordite is also what I wanted to check. Look at that. That's pretty significant. From 2660 up to 2760. In fact, 28 is where the sell orders are actually starting to form. So yeah, that's pretty pretty high. Massive scordite here again going up. So not all of this, you know, some of this is probably normal market action, but I do think that a part of this increase in the price of raw materials is because people are going to start to hoard them, hoping to get this 15% increase in yield after the summer expansion in a nullsec outpost for those after they've compressed them. So yeah, there you go guys, that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.